So you want to grow your Twitter account? I know that can be extremely challenging, especially at the start. So I'm going to give you a 3-step method on how you can do that today. Let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? My name is Andy and I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to come and watch this video on the channel dedicated to helping streamers grow their business through social media, marketing and entrepreneurship. If you would like to follow me over on Instagram, I create digestible and informative content for streamers looking to grow their discoverability. And if you'd also like to hang out with the family, we stream over on Twitch. We've not got a dead set schedule right now because I've just started uni, but as soon as I know, I will give you that information so that you can come and chat and hang out with the family, as I'd love to have you a part of that. We host masterclasses to help streamers just like yourself push your business and your brand further forward. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to come and drop a follow. So Twitter. It's brutal sometimes to try and grow, to try and push yourself, to try and make your content better, to get some followers, to get some of those likes, to get some of those shares. And I know how challenging it could be because we all started at zero. We all got to the places we are now through our hard work and consistency. And I know some of you here are probably struggling with your Twitter accounts right now. So I've got a 3-step method that I want to give you that a lot of creators don't tend to follow, and that's actually going to start making you stand out. Now, I'm going to make you be honest with yourself today, so be prepared to get a notepad or a pen to write some stuff down as we go along. I want to tell you right now at the start, vanity metrics don't mean anything to you and shouldn't mean that much. People put so much value over their vanity metrics that they determine whether someone's successful or not based on their follower count, the amount of retweets, the amount of shares, or the amount of likes they're getting on every tweet. Now, although this can be somewhat of an understanding of how someone's success goes, I have seen many creators when it comes to Instagram, Twitter, or anything like that make consistently more in their business when they have less of a following. It really is more about the quality of content that you put out rather than the amount of likes you get. Because if we're taking this in a business format, it's more so about the money that you earn as a business rather than the number of followers that you have. Would you not say so? Now again, some of you aren't trying to treat this like a business, and that's perfectly fine, but I'm just wanting to make the comparison that your follower count and the amount of likes you get on every tweet kinda means nothing. Building a deep and meaningful relationship with the people who follow you is gonna win 10 times out of 10. So let's start with number 1, and that is finding your target audience. Now, I may have already lost you with that first one, as you're thinking to yourself, oh God, what the hell is my target audience? And don't worry, we're gonna go over 3 questions for you to answer that question in the simplest way possible. You need to start trying to work out who you're trying to target with your content. If you stream games like Call of Duty or Stardew Valley, you're not targeting the same content to these same people because they don't consume the same. So this is why we need to start fleshing out who are we actually trying to target, what value are we giving to these people we're trying to target, and how do we move forward with that? So here's the 3 questions we need to ask ourselves. And this is when you can write down some of these and pause the video if you'd like. What is your content about? This basically means that you're trying to figure out what your content is trying to tell your audience, what your content is trying to get across to your audience, and what you're actually trying to do with the content you're creating. See, when we do a going live post and it's just our link, the content really isn't about anything. And this is where many mess up, is there's literally no value towards that. There's 5 million average broadcasters every month, and that's probably increasing every single day. That's from the last data that I could get that was sort of accurate. So you really need to understand that the value you give is way more important than just shoving content out there. Second is, who is your content for? As we said before, if you're streaming Call of Duty and you're streaming Stardew Valley, those people aren't really the same. They don't consume that content in the same way. So you need to write down, who are you trying to target with your content? This could literally be the age range you're trying to target, the places that they're from, why you're trying to target them, and what sort of values they have as people. You can go as in-depth as you'd like with this, because the more in-depth you go, the more of an understanding of what content you're going to be creating in the future to target those people. And the third question you're going to ask yourself is, would I consume this content if I was looking from the outside in? Most of the time this answer's no at the start, and don't worry about that too much, because this is what we're here to do, to improve, to develop, to grow, to be better. If you were looking in to your page for the first time, would you consume your content? Would you follow you? Would you like your stuff? And If you say yes and you're looking at, hey, I'm live on Twitch, quickly change that answer. Let's reverse it a little bit. I'm not telling you this is exactly what you should be doing. I'm just trying to give you a better understanding of the mistakes so many people make and potentially avoid them for yourself a lot earlier than I did. I really advise you to write all these down and actually put time into getting these answers, because when you do that, you're going to be able to reflect on the content you are putting out there right now and where you actually want to be, because sometimes they really don't align, and then you question yourself as to, why am I creating this content in the first place if it's not the content I want to create or consume myself? The problem with this as well is that far too many people focus on the content that they're creating rather than the content that people who they want them to follow find valuable themselves. Yes, it's important to make content that we enjoy, but it's also important to make content that other people are going to enjoy as well, and that other people that we are wanting to target are actually wanting to consume. If they're not wanting to consume it, why the hell would they? They just wouldn't. Get those answers written down. Even if you want to put them in the comments down below to hold yourself accountable for the things you're writing, do that, because I'd love to see your goals and I'd love to talk about them further. Next is something we talk about quite a lot here, and I'm going to point out every time, is we're getting new people coming in and day out, and that's optimizing your homepage. You have no idea the power of this, and if you actually want to see a full video I've dedicated to it, I'll put it up in the cards and the link will be down in the description as well, if that's something you're interested in. Now I'm going to go over some of the ways that you can optimize it right now so that you don't have to watch the full video if you don't want to, but it does go a lot more in depth as to why these are important and why you should be doing them. Your header's important as it's the first thing people will often see when they click on your homepage. So make it something either related to your brand, your personality, where people can find you, your stream schedule, pictures of you, things you do, things you create, anything to give a little bit more as to who you are. Your profile picture, for me, I always go with either a picture of yourself or a drawing of yourself. This gives the ease of people wanting to get to know you and understanding who you are when they see your content on the platform. We as humans like to interact with other people, so being able to see the person behind the tweets really makes it a lot easier for people to connect those dots a lot sooner and just make it more comfortable and easing when interacting with your content. Your bio should be your mini resume. This is very, very important, and you should not be wasting any characters here for stupid reasons. Give people a reason as to why they should follow you, what type of content you create, who you target, so that anyone coming in can decide right there and right then, do I like this person or am I going to move on? By the way, it's totally okay if people move on. Most of the time they will. But you're targeting the people who are genuinely going to make that good connection with you, and that's how you're going to build that true community and following. And finally, your pinned tweet. Not enough people do this. Either have a clip from your stream that's edited, your stream schedule, where people can find you, a picture of you, your art, anything like that, but make sure you have a pinned tweet that's your most important tweet, as we would say. What do you want people to see when they come onto your page for the first time? Get that on there. Stop making excuses. Just do it. Okay, so we kind of went over why these are important, but just to give you a better understanding, the reason is that 100% of the people who check out your content are seeing your homepage for the first time. So when yours isn't optimized and it looks like complete crap, how is it going to stand out against the millions of other people who are also creating content like you do? When you actually take the effort to put more work into your homepage, more work into the content you create, and just a better understanding of who you're actually trying to target, you would be so surprised on the percentage that you are doing better than when it comes to that front. I see people time and time again who have great content, and you go onto their homepage to understand a little bit more about them, and all it is basically just telling you nothing. Putting that extra effort in goes a long way, and someone who I look up to heavily named Roberto Blake, I don't know if any of you ever watch his YouTube videos, I would highly recommend you do that, but he talks about in one of his Instagram posts recently as to why you can always put in more effort. You can turn it up early, you can put more of that work in, you can stay late, you can stand out and be better, because that's a choice you have. You have a choice to make better content, to be a better influencer, make your content better on social media. You have the ability to do that and choose to go the extra mile, either for you or for other people. Most just aren't willing to do so. If you can take that extra step, stand out a little bit more than the person next to you. When someone has that choice between following you and supporting your content or going to that next person, make them choose you every single time by you putting a little more effort into your content. By the way, this is going to be changing all the time. The first profile picture you have isn't going to be the last, and the first bio you have is not going to be your last. The same as your pinned tweet. Mine changes all the time. As I learn more about myself, the content I'm trying to do, and the people I'm trying to target, I have changed mine so much. I've held 3 different masterclasses on my stream relating to Twitter, and each time after the masterclasses, I've changed my bio to represent me and the content I'm trying to do more. This is because I have figured out more about me, and I'm always looking to figure out more about who I am as a content creator. And this has allowed me to develop my content and push myself forward, as I now know more who I'm targeting and focus my content toward. Just before we get into step 3, if you are enjoying the video, smash that like button, because honestly you have no idea how much it helps me, and the support recently has been incredible. And if you are enjoying the content and you're here for the first time, why not subscribe? You know, we upload videos every single week. If you're a streamer looking to grow your discoverability outside your stream and start learning how to push your business forward, this is the page for you. So I would love to have you a part of the family. And we're coming closer to 1,000 subs as well, which is absolutely crazy. So I just want to thank all of you who are here already, and for all of you who will see this in the future, thank you for believing in me. So step number 3 is creating valuable content. Oh shit. Now you may be wondering, oh Andy, how do we do that? That's the main thing we want to do. And let's talk about it a little bit more. So I'm gonna go over some types of tweets that tend to do better than others. And I've actually made a full video again dedicated to becoming a Twitter expert in 7 days. And I go over why content does better than others, but I'll give you a little bit of understanding here again, so you don't have to go and watch the full video if you don't want. Open-ended questions are incredible. This allows people to get to know you, and you to get to know your follower base. When you ask open-ended questions that are very easy to answer and don't put someone in a sort of corner as to what answer they should be doing, you allow discussion to open up. When you have more discussion, more people see your content. And when more people see your content, more ability you have to connect with new people who are potentially going to enjoy your content and follow you in your journey along the way. You don't have to ask these every single day and shove them down people's throat, but if you understand why open-ended questions work better than just a stupid question about nothing, then you're going to start pushing and seeing better results. Now, every time this isn't going to work, but you have to get that balance between something that's engaging and entertaining and something that people actually want to put their 2 cents into. You could do something related to the content you're already doing as you're targeting people who are there. And see, you in step 1, you already know who you're going to target. So step 3, we're now going to answer questions related to step 1 that you already targeted. Boom! Edited clips work incredible too, and not enough people do this. Stop copying the link from your stream and just shoving it onto social media. No one gives a crap. When you have a clip that you enjoy, I want you to download the clip, take it into an editing software, and DaVinci Resolve's free, so you've got no excuses. Go into that, add subtitles, add a little zoom here and there, and as you become better at editing, add more effects that make it more entertaining. People want ease of watching. They do not want to click on a clip to then go over to Twitch to watch the clip, to then come back to Twitter to interact with your tweet, and then, yep, no, everyone's gone by that point. Make it easier for people, make it entertaining, make it enjoyable. Emotional drivers. This is something a little bit more deep and more into the psychological terms, but the more you create emotion in your tweet, the more people are going to want to engage. So when you create anger or joy or sadness or happiness, more people are wanting to interact with that tweet purely based off of that. This is why negativity tends to spread a lot easier than positivity, as it can often be driven by anger or anything like that. And a lot of people, especially on social media, just love to get their opinions out there. So this is why it tends to work better. I'm not saying for you to do that. I'm saying you've got to understand that. Next up is dogs. Yep, that's it. Dogs are incredible. I mean, look. Who doesn't love that? The final thing we're going to talk about is value that people can't get elsewhere. The only thing that is unique to you is your personality. Most of the time, a lot of people can copy everything else that you do other than your personality. And this is why you, knowing what audience you're wanting to target, understanding how you can then go about doing that, and finally using your personality to create the content that is towards your target audience with your personality included, you're going to be ahead of the game. When you accept yourself for who you truly are and what you fully want to do, people are going to see that, and people are really going to enjoy the content that you put out. And by putting a twist on it to who you are and what you're actually trying to do and the message you're trying to spread, people will want to follow that journey, as there's far too many fake people on this platform that just try to use others for their own advantage. By following these tips that I've given you today, you are going to see more consistency in the people who are interacting with your tweets and content. Now, yes, these things take time to build. I'm not going to say you're going to do this on day 1 and on day 2 you have 10,000 followers, 400 people interacting with your tweets, because that's just not how it goes. And the sooner you're able to get in your head that this is going to take a few weeks, months to even start seeing the traction you're actually wanting to see, the easier it's going to be for you to accept the days that don't do as well as others. I used to be very heavy on the vanity metrics, was looking at it every day, understanding why tweets didn't do that well, why they did, and it drove me absolutely crazy. Now, there's nothing wrong with seeing that your tweets are doing well and being really happy with that, because it is a nice thing to see that people are enjoying your content. But putting all of your eggs in the basket of, I need likes or I need followers from this tweet, it's gonna put you in a place you don't want to be. The main focus should be about making a genuine connection with the people who are following you. And at the start, when you're getting a small number of followers, you could even DM them and interact with them on a deeper basis, really getting to know them and really understanding what type of content they like to help you create better content for them. Again, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Twitter and growing your following as a creator, but it's a lot easier than people think if you're just willing to put that extra step that 99% aren't willing to do. If this is content that you're enjoying, I would love for you to let me know in the comments, maybe some questions that you have for me to allow me to create better videos for you in the future, because that's all we're trying to do here and give you the most value we possibly can. Again, if you'd like to follow me over on Instagram or Twitter, they're both down in the description. I create informational and educational content, so if you would like to follow me there, again, links in the description. I already fucking said that. And if you'd like to follow me over on my Twitch stream, I'm streaming at the moment. Again, I don't know my schedule exactly, as this week I'm going to be going to uni, so I need to change my schedule around a little, but you'll know when I know. And I really appreciate anyone who's come over. We've been getting a lot more offline followers recently from different places, and if you're one of them who's come from YouTube, thank you so much. And finally, I want to say a massive thank you to all the patrons who are supporting me on this journey so far. In the future, we're going to be coming up with very, very unique things for all of you, so thank you so much for supporting me. Trust me, there's some great things coming for you in the future. If you'd like to watch another video from the channel, it is on the screen right now. Don't know what video it is, but you can click on it because I know you're going to learn something from it. Have a fantastic day.